Jeff Woodhouse moved from the city to the country to set up New Zealand's newest vet practice. His brand new business is growing quickly and the customers are flooding in. These days, a day at Remarkable Vets can be just that, remarkable. Take today, Friday, and what was supposed to be a routine day at the office. They've finally thrown out the old diary and moved to a fully computerised system, and this is where the problems start.
Yeah, because all of this from there to here is going to be the surgical side.
Nikki the vet is working part-time at the practice. Poor old George has swallowed a golf ball, and Nikki and Alicia are preparing him for an urgent X-ray. And just when everything seems to be running smoothly...
Okay, it doesn't sound too good. The X-ray didn't work there, Nikki.
Oh no.
Primed up, but didn't click on.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
That's
Alicia, would you mind just turning the computer off, please?
Yeah.
Just shut it down. There's just something going on with the power.
At this point in time, the dog's my primary concern, and there's two of them running around. There's two of them running around after this.
Like most businesses, the clinic relies on electricity.
Just turn all the lights off.
Lights and that seem to be sort of flickering and that, and the EFTPOS, everything's sort of flickering, so if we turn the computer off, it means nothing can happen to that.
Anything happening out here?
See, the fact we turn the computer, it seems to
No, there's smoking.
sort of smoking, yeah.
Printer's not working.
Power to the
Lights
printer
off.
won't go.
Looks like we've just had a bit of a power problem. It may have been a power surge. I think certainly some of the equipment's not working now. It's all just turned itself off. The X-ray machine's not going. I'm a bit anxious about whether we've lost the computers or not, although hopefully we managed to turn them down before anything major happened.
Luckily, they snapped off one X-ray before the power failed, so Nikki's able to continue the dog operation without power. And just when he's in the middle of a crisis, Jeff gets an emergency call on his cell phone. A horse is in serious trouble. The size and nature of many of Jeff's patients makes bringing them to the clinic impractical, so he spends a large part of his life out in the field. Cocktail, the horse, has been working out, but he's overdone it in the hot weather and is suffering from dehydration. To get fluid into the horse, Jeff has to insert a feeding tube through his nostril and directly into his stomach.
He literally wasn't moving, which is just so unlike Cocktail. He's worked harder than that before and never had a problem.
Okay, lovely.
Jeff gives the horse a mixture of water and electrolytes to replace the fluid he has lost. Back at the clinic, the extent of the damage is becoming clear. Jeff's wife Karen has come to the rescue.
But we just need to check we've got enough battery power to run this.
Karen's brought in a laptop to temporarily replace the computer that was damaged during the power surge. The team is starting to wish that they still had the old diary.
Yeah, and as long as we've got the cable as well.
Is there anything there that looks remotely like a
Because we
battery?
just plug it
The
in.
paperless office is about to become a major problem.
But we can't, though.
Oh, no, we can.
Oh, we can?
We got power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's no chance of another surge or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't think so.
Cocktail's been rehydrated. Now Jeff will have to give him a thorough check-over to make sure that nothing else is affecting his health.
It's a classic veterinary look, isn't it?
Jeff's about to undertake one of the least glamorous tasks of being a country vet,
You okay, Suzanne?
an internal examination of Cocktail's bowels.
At the moment, he's sort of comfortable enough. We're going to see him again in a couple of hours' time and make some decisions as to where I feel that the cause of the problem is coming from, and whether or not he's something that I can continue to treat at home. If I feel that there's something of greater significance going, then he's off to Invercargill and he'll be off tonight.
So, do you know how to plug this thing in?
Where is the plugs? It's amazing how reliant you get on these things, and then when they fail you, just how helpless you are, really.
Even though the electricity supply has been restored, the power surge is a disaster for a new business that's invested heavily in technology.
Charging. Good.
Okay. And so how long have we ordered it today?
Luckily, Jeff's insured against this type of catastrophe.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a big job ahead, replacing all of the equipment that's been fried.
Our scales don't work, our phones don't work. On Friday, our fax and EFTPOS machine didn't work. Our washing machine is trashed.
Oblivious to the chaos around him, Diesel has convinced Nigella, Jeff's daughter, to let him into the bathroom. Who needs electricity when you have your own drinking fountain? With no idea of the day's bookings, the afternoon is about to become chaotic. They know 4-year-old Nipper, the Jack Russell. He's returned to have a pin removed from his back leg. But he's finding the situation a bit scary. So Nikki and Julie are taking no chances with this little chap.
How's he going?
He's relaxing.
So at this stage we've just given a little pre-med, so he's starting to go off into La La Land, which I'm sure is a very nice place to be. And we'll anaesthetise him now and take some radiographs.
Julie's been working at the clinic as a trainee for 3 weeks.
Taking on all kinds of new responsibilities. I couldn't have asked for a better work experience.
I'm just trying to get as much of the foot in as possible.
The wide range of experience that Julie's getting at Remarkable Vets will serve her well in her final year of veterinary nurse training at Massey University.
Just such a hands-on, great experience, and I've done that with Nikki, and she's been such a fantastic teacher, just giving me the chance, you know, everything that she thinks I can do, she allows me to do. I don't think that there would be many of my classmates that would have had such an intense experience this summer as I've had.
You grab it from this side. Okay, so you're holding it up for me. Okay, now I've got it now, so you can drop it. Beautiful, thank you.
Jeff inserted the pin to brace Nipper's broken leg 6 weeks earlier. Getting it out again is a bit of an effort.
Voila! This is what was in. So yeah, a little bit of an endeavour getting that out, but it's a good feeling to get that out.
The clinic has gone on to full alert. One of the animals has smashed his way through a Perspex door and escaped into the building.
He's a problem child, that one. He's a bit of a hard case really full time, so it's just typical.
But Harry's not a bull mastiff or even a pit bull. He's a cat, partly blind in one eye and with a reputation for roaming.
You've got to sneak out of the house if you need to go downtown because he follows you. He thinks he can walk all around Arrowtown and yes, that's definitely Harry.
In fact, he's a huge cat, weighing in at around 9 kilos. That's about twice the size of an average domestic cat. Despite his substantial size, Harry's proving to be elusive.
Harry! Harry!
Oh, there you are, Harry.
Jeff finally has Harry cornered, but he's not the sort of cat you want to mess with. He's a one-eyed Highlanders supporter.
Harry's a big boy and he sometimes gets a bit fired up, so I'm just going to use this to put over the top of him and contain him. We'll bundle him up and pop him back in the cage. But no, we'll go very sweetly.
Harry weighs almost as much as a small spaniel. He's strong, with claws to match.
You alright?
Have you got that cage ready?
Yeah, the cage is like right outside the door. You can squat you back on that shelf.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. There we go. Right. That could have been a lot. Well, he's been contained, now he's been restrained, and we've got him back, and everybody's happy, and we're all relieved. Relieved no one got hurt, actually, because he saw what damage he's done to the cage. I mean, he's a big boy and very strong.
Jeff's not taking any risks with Harry. He's been transferred to a maximum security unit. With Harry safely contained and the backup computer up and running, Jeff's back on the road. He's checking on a pregnant alpaca who is due to give birth within a couple of days. Alpacas are intelligent, gentle animals with a coat that's finer than merino wool. Jeff hadn't met an alpaca before he moved to this area. There are surprising numbers of them in the Wakatipu. Most of them are family pets. Pam and David have 3 of them.
She's due tomorrow.
And they tend to run on time, don't they?
Yeah.
And some specific hours of birthing, aren't there?
Yes.
They've got this lovely, calm mana about them that really attracts you to them. You get the odd one that's a little bit feisty, or they get a bit upset about something, so there's a little bit of temperament there that you need to keep your guard up about, especially if you don't want to get spat at for some very smelly and tenacious cud.
Baby alpacas are almost always born between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Just the sort of predictable animals that Jeff loves working with.
Years ago, they liked the little ones to be born early so that they could get up and go with the herd at night.
Right.
There you are. Ooh, thank you very much.
This is her first time?
Yes, it is.
Right, yeah. Okay, and your first time?
Yes.
You haven't had them?
No. Well, we've only had them for a year. So, yes, this is the first birth.
Right.
So it's quite exciting.
And it seems that love is in the air in alpaca country. Jeff's off to check on another pregnant mum just down the road.
We're giving the clostridial vaccines to confer protection to the newborn. So it's the same thing as is done in cattle and sheep routinely, and quite a lot of deer, just because in that early stage they are vulnerable particularly to tetanus.
Back at the clinic, it's business as usual. Without a bookings diary, the crew are winging their way through a busy afternoon. As usual, there's no shortage of patients and never a dull moment. But not every animal enjoys the visit. It's not just pets that the clinic takes care of. Some tourists have brought in a sick duckling.
We get some food into him and see how we go with him. Yeah. Obviously, if we get Jeff to have a look in that and there's something other than that going on with him, then the nice thing
he
to
looked
do...
quite healthy, and he hasn't been injured or anything, but he's just...
No, but he's obviously without his mum, and he's just obviously gotten cold. He probably hasn't had anything to eat. He's not of an age where he's able to do that on his own, so we'll look after him and see what we can do. And
there are some people who like to take little birds like this on to hospitalise them. So
no. Well, I mean, there's someone who might take him on.
Otherwise, I've done it first living here, but
no, that's what we'll do.
But we can't take him on a trot. No, you can say bye-bye. We'll come to you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've got a bit of rescue ribbon in the car. Would you mind if I gave him a wee bit?
I wouldn't mind at all.
Okay.
You want to do that tonight, don't you?
Well, we'll certainly get them nice and warm and try and get a little bit of fluid and a little bit of food in, and just make a bit more of an assessment over time, I think. Certainly a bit of life there, but he's...
Vicky helps out at the clinic part-time.
Just going to give a little drop of rescue remedy.
The little duckling is a charity case. Treating wild animals is just one of the services that the clinic provides at their own cost.
Oh, you are hungry, aren't you?
Harry's been transferred to medium security. His owner, Carrie Ann, is coming to pick him up, and Diesel's keeping a close eye on him. It's been a long day for Jeff, but it's not over yet. It's 10 o'clock at night, and just when he thought he might make it home to say goodnight to the kids, he's been called in to help a Labrador who's taken a turn for the worse. Hugo is suffering from serious depression.
Lots of vomiting, lots of drooling, not being too keen on his food and all those things that he would normally be. He's certainly not the Hugo that we know normally. He's quite a lively and bouncy dog, and he's just very down at the moment. I'm just having a good feel of his abdomen. I just get an impression of firmness or potential foreign body just at the front part of the abdomen.
Faced with a situation that's potentially life-threatening, Jeff decides to x-ray Hugo. Not an easy job for one person.
No.
Eventually, Hugo cooperates long enough for Jeff to take a snap of his insides.
Damn.
While the x-ray shows that Hugo hasn't swallowed anything nasty, he's badly dehydrated. So Jeff puts him on a drip and makes him comfortable for the evening. Predictably, Diesel is there to keep him company.
No, no, Hugo. See you in the morning.
It's midnight before Jeff finally leaves the clinic and heads home to bed. After a frantic Friday at work, most people would look forward to a sleep in on Saturday morning. But Jeff Woodhouse is a multi-sport athlete. To keep at the top of his game, he needs to train regularly.
To be able to get away on a weekend morning like this, it makes you feel like you're on holiday. It's a fantastic, great day. And I don't think you could set your day up any better than starting with a paddle on a lake like this.
Jeff's taken the opportunity to clear his head with some early morning kayak training on Lake Hayes. But he still has his cell phone with him in case of emergencies.
It's just an amazing sensation, just to get out into the environment, whether it's the lake or getting out on the bike, just away on your own. It's invaluable, even though you've got the phone with you still. So there's a constant reminder that you might have some work to do, but that's fine. If it's not ringing, then it's not happening, so you're just out there and relaxing. It's great.
Having access to world-class training was one of the reasons Jeff moved to this area.
I don't think it gets any better than that. What a fantastic way to start a day.
Meanwhile, the clinic's getting back to normal after the power surge. Karen's installing a new monitor, and replacement parts have arrived for the scales.
This is my scales back again, I believe. So hopefully all working again, so that I've got quite a few owners actually I need to be phoning so they can come in and weigh their dogs and see how their diet programs and things are going. Catch is, do I know how to put it back together? The answer to that is probably no. I'm going to just test them to see if they weigh me rightly, but yes, we'll see how we go. Hi. Oh, excellent, I love them.
Achilles the kitten has improved out of sight. This little stray was discovered in a chicken coop, and the team were convinced he was at death's door. They patched up the abscess on his back, but the loss of mobility in his rear end was serious. Now, just 6 weeks later, Achilles has regained the use of his back legs. He's coping with a minor bladder infection, and Alicia occasionally has some mopping up to do. Achilles is really enjoying his newfound freedom. Now he can explore every nook and cranny in the clinic. Life is one big adventure for this little cat. Meanwhile, Alicia's baby Rottweiler Bear has found a stash of goodies, the bulk cat food, and she's eaten far too much. With kayaking finished for the day, Jeff's been called to the alpaca farm. Ellie has just given birth to a brand new baby.
The whole procedure was probably about 20 minutes. And she was just acting a little queer in the paddock, and here we are with the little alpaca. Beautiful, isn't she? Or he, I'm not quite certain what it is.
Jeff will check both mother and baby are well. He monitors their heart rates and rubs a little iodine on the umbilical cord to prevent infection. Alpacas are herding animals. They pine unless they have other alpacas to keep them company. So little Oscar will immediately be accepted as part of the herd. It's Sunday, and there's still no day off for Jeff.
Today's the annual Whakatane Pony Club event, and I've donated my veterinary services just to be here and be on hand in case there's any need.
Jeff's learning that a country vet's life is never quiet for long, and he soon has a small queue of patients.
Okay, just a little bit of swelling in the skin, maybe even just had a little bite.
He's I just noticed he had blood pouring out of his eye before.
Right.
He's got a wee tear. Do you think he'll need a stitch?
If you just bathe it twice a day with some saline, just keep it nice and clean, it's going to heal up in a flash, all right?
Didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's always gruesome around the eye because they bleed so much, don't they?
The most serious injury of the day is a horse who has clipped his foot on a jump.
It doesn't look too serious, but we'll just take a look, examine it, and see if it needs any treatment.
Jeff clears the affected area of hair and cleans the wound to prevent infection.
Then we'll just basically strap it all together with a bandage to keep the pressure on it and keep it clean, and with instructions for regular change over this first week and some antibiotic cover. and I think this will be a good healing wound.
Another satisfied customer and the end of another busy week in the Wakatipu.
Not for sale, is he?
No. I'm being asked that lot.
Hugo's over his depression. Just adding water did the trick. Harry's moved to Te Anau, where he's been confined to quarters. The little duckling perked up and is living in a new adopted home. And the alpaca family is happy with their new addition. Next week on Remarkable Vets, the team get ready for their first public promotion. There's an embarrassing wind-up for Julie, and a common plant causes major problems for lots of dogs.
He's got stuff for your puppies, for sheep and for pets, and potions and lotions